What if one of the creepiest cartoons of your childhood was about to return not as animation, but as a horror movie? In the last few weeks, the internet has been buzzing with a strange trailer. A live-action version of Courage the Cowardly Dog, filled with haunting imagery, cinematic shots, and fear so real that fans believed it was official. But is it real? Or just the most convincing hoax of the year? Tonight, we dive deep into the truth behind the trailer that fooled thousands and uncover why Courage still haunts our imagination decades later. The trailer appeared suddenly on YouTube, titled Courage the Cowardly Dog, Live Action, 2026. No big studio logo. No Cartoon Network branding. Just a chilling montage of Courage, Muriel, and the farmhouse, shot like a horror movie. The video quickly spread, Facebook shares, Reddit threads, TikTok reactions. Fans everywhere started asking the same question: is this real? At first glance, the trailer looked too good to be faked. The lighting, the sound design, even Courage himself, brought to life with hyper-detailed CGI. It captured everything that made the original show terrifying. Loneliness. Monsters. Silence broken only by Courage's trembling voice, but the internet is clever. Some eagle-eyed viewers noticed strange glitches, hands with too many fingers, shadows that bent the wrong way, textures that looked too smooth. Signs of AI-generated video, not a Hollywood production. Still, the effect was powerful. For a few days, thousands believed Cartoon Network had secretly greenlit a Courage movie. The comments were filled with excitement. Finally, my childhood nightmare returns. I'd watch this in theaters tomorrow. But the truth was far stranger. The farmhouse in the trailer looked like something out of a nightmare. Weathered wood creaked under the weight of time, windows flickered with candlelight, and the barren plains stretched into an endless void. Just like the cartoon, it captured that same suffocating loneliness. Only now, it was no longer a drawing, it was real, alive, and terrifying. In one chilling shot, Muriel sits at the dinner table, her face half hidden in shadow. Her smile is warm, but her eyes look wrong, glassy, lifeless, almost uncanny. The Courage we once knew as her beloved pet now trembles at her side, sensing something isn't right. Then came Eustace, the grumpy farmer, only darker than we remembered. In the trailer, his shadow stretched across the wall like a monster. His laugh, distorted and booming, felt less human and more demonic. It was a nightmare version of the character we grew up with. And, of course, there was Courage. Rendered in painful realism, skin textured, eyes wet with fear, fur trembling in the cold. No longer a cartoon, but a creature caught between innocence and horror. It was Courage as we had never seen him before. One scene showed Courage hiding under the bed, claws digging into the wooden floor. The farmhouse above creaked as shadows moved across the ceiling. It was exactly the kind of imagery that made us love Courage. Pure childhood terror, reimagined as live action. Fans were torn. Some called it genius. Finally, Courage as a real horror movie. Others felt uneasy. This is too real, too disturbing. But that's exactly why the trailer spread like wildfire. It touched the same nerve that the original show had always played with, but the deeper you looked, the more the cracks appeared. Frames with strange AI artifacts. Backgrounds that blurred at the edges. And Courage's movements, smooth, but too smooth. Almost unreal. The illusion was starting to break. Investigators online began dissecting every frame. On Reddit threads and YouTube comments, people circled the mistakes. Extra fingers, warped furniture, shadows bending in ways light should never allow. The verdict became clear: this wasn't Hollywood. This was AI. Yet the brilliance of the trailer wasn't in fooling everyone. It was in reminding us how much we still care about Courage. 2 decades after the show ended, one fake video had us all asking, what if Courage really came back? The original show, after all, was never just a kid's cartoon. It was horror disguised in pastel colors. Every episode dripped with unease, haunted masks, shape-shifting demons, monsters at the door. Courage the Cowardly Dog was already horror. The trailer only made the truth impossible to ignore. That's why the live-action trailer felt so believable. Because deep down, Courage was always meant to scare us. The empty landscapes, the sudden silence. The feeling of being small in a world full of monsters. The trailer didn't invent that. It simply magnified it. One of the most haunting shots showed Muriel humming a lullaby. Her voice, once warm and gentle, echoed like a ghost in the empty house. Courage trembled at her feet, ears twitching at every sound, as if even her kindness was now corrupted. It wasn't the Muriel we loved, it was something wearing her face. Another scene revealed Eustace slamming the door shut, trapping Courage inside. The camera lingered on his hat, casting a shadow across his face, his grin twisting unnaturally. For a moment, he didn't look human at all. He looked like the monsters that once haunted the cartoon. Then, the monsters appeared. Not cartoons this time, but horrifying, flesh-like creatures. The kind of beings you'd expect in a horror film, not a Saturday morning show. And yet, each one was instantly recognizable to fans who grew up watching Courage. Fans gasped. Because this wasn't parody, it was nightmare fuel. Courage the Cowardly Dog had always walked the line between comedy and terror. The live-action trailer pushed it fully into horror, and the results were chilling. The editing was sharp, the sound design professional. Every creak of the house, every gust of wind, every scream echoed with terrifying clarity. This was not just fan art, it was a full horror experience. And that's why so many believed it was real. But then, the truth began to surface. Investigators pointed out that the YouTube channel hosting the trailer had no official ties to Cartoon Network. The creators were anonymous. And in interviews, entertainment journalists confirmed it. The trailer was a fan project, nothing more. AI had made it possible. Using deepfake tools, fan editors stitched together surreal footage, blending real actors with AI-generated monsters. It was clever, terrifying, and almost too convincing. The future of hoaxes had arrived, and it wore Courage's face. But here's the question that haunted fans most: if a fake trailer could stir this much excitement, why hasn't a real movie been made? Why has Cartoon Network left Courage in the shadows for so long? The demand is clear. The fans are waiting. Perhaps it's because Courage was never meant to be mainstream. The show thrived on being strange, unsettling, and unmarketable. It was too dark for some, too surreal for others. And maybe that's why it still clings to us, because it dared to scare us when no other cartoon would. But one thing is certain: the fake trailer reminded us of what made Courage unforgettable. The empty planes, the cruel monsters. And the little pink dog, standing against it all. Terrified, but never giving up. Even though it was fake, the trailer was a tribute. A love letter from fans who never let go of Courage's world. A reminder that horror can be found in the simplest places: a chair creaking, a shadow moving, a dog whimpering in the dark. The internet is full of hoaxes. But few manage to spark joy, fear, and nostalgia all at once. The Courage live-action trailer was one of them. It blurred the line between memory and nightmare, between what was real and what we only imagined. Even now, fans argue about it. Some want the trailer erased: it ruined my childhood. Others demand more: make the full movie. But that's the magic of Courage: it divides, unsettles, and lingers long after the screen goes dark. The hoax may be over, but the conversation is not. If a fake trailer could trend worldwide, imagine the storm a real one would cause. Perhaps one day, Courage will return, on screen, in theaters, in our nightmares. Until then, all we have are shadows. And maybe that's enough. Because Courage was always more than just a cartoon. He was our fear, our innocence, and our bravery all rolled into one. Even a fake trailer can remind us why we loved him in the first place. The internet moves fast. Today's viral hoax is tomorrow's forgotten rumor. But Courage endures, because his story isn't tied to a trend, it's tied to emotion. Fear, loyalty, and the desperate will to protect what we love. In the end, the live-action Courage wasn't real. But the feelings it stirred were. The shivers, the nostalgia, the laughter mixed with fear. That's the real magic of Courage. No trailer can fake that. So if you stumbled upon that trailer, heart-pounding, wondering if Courage had returned, don't be disappointed. Be grateful. Because for a few minutes, you felt it again. That strange mix of fear and comfort that only Courage can give. And maybe that's the real truth. Courage doesn't need a Hollywood movie to live on. He survives in our nightmares, our memories, and now, even in viral hoaxes. Because some stories never die. They just wait for the lights to go out.